Alright, welcome. Hello. How are we all doing? Get that set up. There we go. Alright, been a minute. It has been a minute. I have not played Elden Ring for a little while. We are back at it now. You can see we are not where we left off. We are instead at the Fire Giant Arena. I'm just getting the last few things set up here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we're at Fire Giant Arena. And that's because I decided that I felt like making some progress today. On the main stuff. Pada, I don't think is going to be really what I'm looking for to fight Rykard. It's honestly the boss that I'm most worried about at the moment because I feel like Rykard is the hardest to fight with normal weapons. You know, barring it being like a randomizer or something where his lava pool is disabled just because of the stagger that you get from standing in the lava. So I think I'm probably gonna have to fight him with, like, bow. Probably just the bow. I don't think the great bow will have enough, ammunition for him. I'm also, like, not practiced at all on Rykard. I don't fight him very often. Yeah, definitely a mistake to not just go straight to him when I have the great spear. And all the DLC stuff, like, it's gonna be hard and sure, but I think all of those bosses are theoretically killable with any weapon. I'm not that worried about it. You know, assuming that I don't get, like, fucking tools on PCR or something like that. Alright, goodbye, Melina. Hello, how you doing? I am doing alright myself. It has definitely been a minute. I've gotten myself busy with, a few things. Hmm? What do you mean? I mean, I've just been busy is all. Like, we're back at it now. Getting back into things. I'm not doing too bad. I've decided to go after Godskin Duo. Ooh. Okay, well, whatever. Oh, that's weird. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I don't know why that happened. My ear just started bugging out of nowhere. It's done now, but I have no idea what happened to begin with. I have been playing a bit of Night Rain recently, so I don't think it'll be like I'm completely screwed from being out of practice. I'm a little bit concerned about the Pada here. It's actually doing better damage than I might have expected. How is Night Rain? It's a good game, and I like it. I'm ultra out of practice for it because it's been kind of a long time. Like, I've played it the last 2 days, but it's been kind of a long time otherwise. But it's definitely a fun game. Might consider streaming it at some point. I feel like it's a little bit weird for me to necessarily stream, though, because my thing is typically challenge runs. And I feel like it's just a little bit more difficult to make a challenge run work in the fundamental kind of sense in Night Rain, given just how the game works. But it's definitely a game that I like. Yeah, the pod is actually doing better work than I might have thought it would. Exceedingly long range, and it staggers these guys like nothing. "14 lightning great bolts. Those would have been convenient to have a lot earlier in the run. But it is what it is. Like, they basically just can't fight back, and the Pada doesn't even suffer from the typical fist weapon drawback of being so short range that it's basically unusable. There's our somber bell-bearing 4. Like, even these guys are getting staggered. In my experience, they're generally pretty stagger resistant. How's the weather been? The last week, it's actually not been that bad. It had a massive snowstorm a little while back. And pretty much all of January was single-digit temperatures. It's not actually what I meant to use. Single digits in degrees Fahrenheit. So, in the negatives of Celsius. Like minus 10°C there. Yeah, I'm not entirely familiar with the conversion between Fahrenheit and Celsius, and I'm also pretty terrible at doing math. So I couldn't necessarily translate the Fahrenheit to Celsius. But, just yesterday went up into, like, the 40s. Which I am not going to complain about. I don't mind snow at all. I really hate cold. I actually quite like snow, but cold sucks. Okay, so you don't stagger like the other guys did. There's another one of you. Okay. And then, of course, there's that asshole up top. That's just... okay. Unlucky. 14 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, it's been single digits Fahrenheit here for the most part, but this week and next week are supposed to be particularly warm. Like, I want to say next Thursday, not tomorrow, but next Thursday I think is supposed to be in like the high is supposed to be like in the 50s, so definitely getting a lot less cold. Definitely something that I'm eager for. I don't really remember the path. Okay, it's just this way. I am curious to see how this is going to do against Godskin Duo. I think with Cragblade it should actually be pretty solid in terms of poise breaking them. Gonna go ahead and do this now. That actually looks really dumb. I did not grab the Fever's cookbook, so I don't have sleep pots. Okay. So I am just gonna have to fight this one on even terms. Oh, okay. That was that was a little bit embarrassing. Again, way too early. What am I doing, man? I'm stuck on something here. Oh, I was stuck on the wall. Okay. That was really bad. It's definitely gonna take me a minute to, get back into the swing of how things work here. Can't go through there again, unfortunately. I thought that Phantom was a Banished Knight at first. Really? Okay. And I went too far. Of course I did. Okay, yep. This is one of my least favorite runbacks in the game, because there are 4 Banished Knights on the path. And after the first attempt, you can't just jump back into the boss arena like that. It just feels annoying. Unnecessary. I'm kind of the opinion that, any boss run back that, includes enemies that you have to fight is a bad run back. I'm going the very long way around, I realize. I just don't entirely remember the more proper path. Yeah, I couldn't see what was happening on my screen there. God, I'm so out of practice, actually. This is extremely embarrassing. I am so out of practice. Oh, okay. So you can't go that way, apparently. Could have sworn that there was, like, a shorter path to get to the arena. Is it just this here? It is this here. Okay, yeah, so I'm just stupid. Alright, that's bull. Some Dark Souls 2 bullshit right there. Hid me through the fucking fog gate. I hate that like charged R2 thrust that he does. All right, thanks for that. Yeah, I hate that charged R2 thrust that he does because the telegraphing on it is just so the telegraphing on it works in a way that it's just absurdly difficult to tell when he actually goes to make that attack. It's one of my biggest complaints about Elden Ring in general, honestly. Don't get me wrong, I love this game, it's a great game. But it really is annoying when an enemy just holds an attack for 500 years. Honestly, maybe I will just go and get the Feathers Cookbook, go and get the sleep pots. Because this guy just lobbing fireballs, it's not even really that dangerous or anything, it's just exceedingly obnoxious. I don't know why I went in there, that was really dumb. Alright, double hit by that. Literally never even had the chance to roll out of that. Not a single chance to run out of that. Alright, thank you very much. It's been going so far. I've just started. I've just run through part of Faramazula. I am doing pretty horribly because it's been a very long time since I've played this game, and by a very long time, I mean the last time I played it was the last time I streamed, which was January 22nd. I need to... I should probably just get out of this armor, honestly. It's not doing that much for me. It doesn't give me any poise. And it's putting me on medium load. Like, it's giving me some damage resist, I guess. Alright, love getting kicked by the fire when I was nowhere near it. Absolutely nowhere near it. Yeah, the crazy thing about that, by the way, Varian, is I literally DM'd you. We're just gonna go light load. See how it goes. If I'm getting staggered by everything anyway, might as well just... Okay, alright. And this is why I hate this run back. I don't even mind the boss that much. Like, Godskin Duo gets a lot of hate. I feel like a lot of that hate against Godskin Duo is honestly a little bit unfounded. Like, I get it, it's a really weird duo boss to do, it kinda sucks. But it's definitely not the most egregious thing ever. What is egregious about this, in a way that I think is entirely unreconcilable, is the run back. You do not need to have, like, 6 banished knights outside of this room that all aggro on you every single time. Alright, we're going phase 2. Oh, okay. Yep, thank you. Yeah, okay, I shouldn't have gone for that. Again? No, okay, he's just doing the super jump. Funny hitboxes you got there. I really should stop complaining so much while I'm doing this run. Because it probably makes it seem like I'm not having a very good time, and I imagine that it's also kind of annoying for y'all to hear constantly, but, like, my god, Noble Presence. Ooh, that attack grinds my gears so much. You have no idea how much I hate that attack. It just doesn't have a telegraph. Like, it's a one-frame attack. Okay. Rollout? Yep, it's the rollout. Any other fifth weapon, by the way, I wouldn't be allowed to do that. Well, I rolled way too early. This fight actually becomes pretty easy as soon as you take down the first one, because you can stagger their deaths like that. Which basically means that after the initial part, this is no longer a duo fight. Alright, there we go. There's a couple of attempts. It was more attempts than it should have been, but what are you gonna do? What are you going to do? Honestly, I think I just push Vigor now. And that's a wheel spin. This Godskin Duo is one of the bosses on the list. Browser, there we go. Yeah, I mean, not bad. Not the worst thing ever. Straight swords, we can work with straight swords. I could actually... Here's an idea. Okay, well, what straight swords do I have, actually? Surely I have some. I haven't done Twin Blades yet, actually, which means that I could do, Eleonora's whenever I get there. It's a pretty good one. Maybe just gonna use the Godskin Peeler, because I wouldn't need to level that Arcane, but we'll see. But anyway, straight swords. I literally only have this one. Okay. What straight swords are there? There we go. Looks like I could always go for the classic answer of Sonaf. Though the Sword of Saint Trina is pretty bad, if I remember correctly. I could go for either the Sword of Light or Sword of Darkness. That's always an option. Rotten Crystal Sword. It's not a bad idea. Golden Epitaph. That could actually be a solid option. Regalia of Aeakide. I could also get the Coated Sword. The Coated Sword is pretty easy to go and grab. It does pure holy damage. But I could always go and use it against, like, I don't know, Nile or something like that. Someone who doesn't have particularly high holy resist. Although Nile, I think I would actually prefer to wait on him until I roll tools, so that I can Bewitching Branch his ads. Um, Bad idea to use it on any of the DLC ones for sure. Definitely wouldn't be on Malekith. Valiant Guards are still alive. And I feel like it's kind of a waste to use one of my particularly good weapons on Valiant Guards. So maybe we do go... Is it over here? I think it's over here. Maybe I do go and get the Coated Sword. It's like objectively one of the worst straight swords in the game because of how bad holy damage is. But it's also a really cool weapon. Just thematically. I like how it looks, it's funny. Yeah, then Valiant Guards, not a bad answer, I think. Because what, they have probably like 40 holy resist? Definitely wouldn't be the easiest thing, but I don't think it would be the absolute worst of all time either. I almost certainly cannot just jump straight down from that. Let me pull the lever again. Like, what are we doing? Okay, thank you. I can probably make this drop. Yeah. Ooh. And here we are at the real round table hold. Yeah, I don't think I actually asked that. How is everybody doing today? I know, Varian, you've been having kind of a rough time of things lately. But hopefully that's getting better. Oh, that's right. I need to go in from the outside, don't I? There's more black key bolts, actually. Dogs might be a problem. Oh, don't follow me inside. It's actually kind of weird seeing this room like this instead of as the chapel room in Night Rain. Oh my god, the dog's following me all the way. There's a sanctified wet blade. Oh, the basic hammer. That's right, that's in here. Have I used hammers yet? I don't remember. Sophia's room. Is this... What is it? That's just a hero's rune? Okay. It's just a rune arc? I thought that's where the coated sword was. Hammers were used? Okay. I know that the coated sword is somewhere in here, or at least I'm pretty sure it is. It might be that right there. In the throne. Yeah. Yeah, it's worse for damage because I don't have a whole lot of faith. But hopefully we'll be able to make good use of it. Might as well just loot all the rest of the items while I'm here. This is also, um, a unique, Ash of War. Okay, time to go talk to our best buddy Hugh. We also have the Somber Bellbearing 4 now. Oh. Alright, well, Corin's dead. Oh, and Nephali's dead. Offer Bellbearing. Okay, so I have a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 1 and a 2. And I also need an 8. I don't know if I have a 9 or a 10. Or if I want to use a 9 or a 10 on... I have a 9. I don't know if I want to use those on this, though. I do need to do this because there will come a point when I hit, yeah, okay. When I get tools, and summons are basically one of the only options for that.
Yes, that's all of my property, me a fun. Go, allow it, my lord. For that is what you are.
Hugh is like one of the best characters in this game, man. He's such a good character. Yeah, I think I'm only going to upgrade it to 8 for now because I can, you know, level up weapons to 8s. Oh, they cleaned up Dee's body at least. How many souls do I need for level? About double what I have. Do I have the runes to crush for that? Probably, with the boss souls that I have as well. Oh, you know, I guess I could also go and fight Fortisax. But I think Fortisax is pretty solid holy resistance, doesn't he? I've already used flails, so Estelle has no reason to be kept. Still need a little bit more. I can also get rid of Fire Giant, since I've already used Wits. And that'll let me level Faith once more. So, far from particularly impressive damage, but also definitely not the worst thing I've ever had. And this will also unlock Deep Root Depth. I think there's like a couple of ways to get into Deep Root. There's the path through Lanedale Sewers, but I don't know exactly where that is, because I've always taken this one. Fortisax is 80% holy resistance, yeah. No, that's about what I expected. Okay, now where exactly is the path over? Is it just back here? No, it's up there. That's right. Now, Coated Sword is actually, like, it's a pretty terrible weapon. because it's a straight sword that does pure holy damage. But interestingly enough, the Cypher's Pada, which is a pure holy damage fist weapon, is honestly not that bad. Like, it's still an objectively terrible weapon. But for some reason, despite the fact that it's one of the dual-wield weapons, when you two-hand it, it's one of the weapons that you're, like, meant to two-hand because of that. Its one-handed moveset is actually just, like, a shitty version of the Iron Balls. By which I mean, the one-handed moveset is really fast, and it does an ungodly amount of poise damage. Because it's holy, it does unfortunately mean that it does just do less damage than the Iron Balls. Just always. Yeah, I might as well give that, yeah. It's the other D. Go. I actually have, I don't remember what I have on right now. Hello, Mr. Gargoyle. Yeah, that's not the worst for damage ever. It's pretty wretched, but it's definitely not the worst I've ever had. It's yellow damage. Is this hitting me? No. This is gonna get pretty terrible once the second one spawns, though, I think. Especially because I don't think this sword has much poise damage to it. Honestly, though, this fight is kind of just like a really terrible version of Demon Prince's. It's the same kind of idea where it's like one plays range and the other plays melee. And it's even the same like kind of poison stuff. But first off, these enemies suck. And secondly, the ranged guy is a lot more deadly than in Demon Prince. Okay, cool. He just clipped through that pillar. The ranged guy is a lot more deadly than the ranged Demon Prince, because the poison does take damage to you just on the ground. I don't really know why they did that. I think it was a pretty objectively terrible decision to make. But it is what it is. Unfortunately, this is one of the bosses on the list, so I will have to fight it. The problem is it also the poison AoE also goes behind it. But yeah, this is far and away from the worst setup I've had this run. Okay, that was it. I did not realize what he was doing. Going to spawn numero dos. Who is edging ever slightly closer to me. Yeah, and there it is. That's why this fight sucks. Alright, sure. It's going for another poison breath. Just gotta stay out of the area for a second. Actually quite annoying that he's doing that like that. As soon as it comes back to a 1v1, I don't think this fight is, like, ever dangerous. It's just this period where shit like that can happen. It's also really difficult to tell where the poison area actually is. Like, the particle effect on it is just not that obvious. Which is why I didn't even realize that I was standing in it until I looked up and I saw that my health bar was depleting at an extraordinarily rapid rate. Come over here, bud. Ow. Oh, don't tag out now. Really? You asshole. It's actually not that difficult to control their aggro. Again, most of the problem with this fight, as far as I'm concerned with it, is that, the poison AoE is just way too hard to see where it actually is. Bruh. I don't think this is the run, because I'm down to one single flask. And I'm poisoned. But I'm not gonna give up or anything. Like, I just don't know what the point of giving them a poison attack was, and I think I'm just dead by default here from, yeah. I just died by default from the poison damage. Like, okay. The reason why this fight is, and I do compare it to the Demon Princes, because Demon Princes are pretty similar in theory. One of them plays melee, one of them plays ranged. And the ranged one has a poison attack. The reason that I have a particular problem with this fight is because the poison is way too difficult to see, like where the AoE actually is, and it also does damage, like, the hitbox doesn't just do build up, it does actual damage. And those are both things that do not happen in Demon Prince. I didn't know what that was until it was too late, unfortunately. And I think that's spawning the second one, yeah. It is. Okay, they're switching out. Game wouldn't let me toggle my lock on. Oh, they didn't switch out. They're both in melee now. Okay, interesting. I would like for them to not just both be on me at once. That would be pretty cool. Oh, yep, that's poison AoE, apparently. Like, literally wouldn't have even been able to tell you that anything was even there. And again, right there, it's like, it's just, I don't get why they had to make it just so absurdly difficult to see. Kinda sucks that he's playing front while in Twin Blade mode. Twin Blade is, in my opinion, the most difficult of their weapon sets to deal with. And that goes both for these guys and the Black Blade variant. I am getting backed up to the backside of the arena. This is not a terribly pleasant place to be. Is this guy finally playing forward again? That would be nice. Are you gonna do something? Thank you, Christ. Boss music slaps. I frankly disagree with that. Like, this is like the most basic boss track in the game. I mean, maybe in comparison to, like, other games, sure, but for FromSoft, this is pretty nothing burger for FromSoft. I swear to God I was getting ticked by that when I wasn't even, like, arguably in the area. God, can we stop stalling? For the love of God. You're dead. And this bastard is back on Twin Blade mode. But now that it's just the one, things are gonna go a whole lot easier. Dude, I've been playing so much Undertaker that my immediate, like, thought process was to use the Undertaker ability there. Oh! I actually Poise broke one of them. Huh? Hello, hitboxes? I have no idea what that was about. Oh, really? Okay, there we go. Yeah, pretty easy time, all things considered. We do get the Gargoyle's Twin Blade as well. Absolutely nothing in terms of rune count. Yep, that'll be wheel in just one moment. I'm going to start heading us into deeper depths. While that is happening, we'll do the wheel spin. Getting through 2 weapon classes already is pretty nice. Perfume bottles, it looks like, yes. Okay. This is one that I'm a little bit concerned for because I think their basic attack actually requires, I think it requires FP. There are a couple of perfume bottles. I'm probably just going to go for the Fire Spark one, because I think that one is generally the best, and it's also by far the easiest to get to. And that's like right outside of Castellensis in the DLC. Who am I going to use it on it? That is a wonderful question. Oh, maybe Regal Ancestor. This might be time for Regal Ancestor. I think that's what I was actually... Yeah, it's gonna be... Like, Regal Ancestor is gonna be either this or Throwing Blades. And I don't think that this weapon is going to be too viable against anyone else. It's like over here, roughly. A little bit further. It looks like it's in one of those tents. But yeah, Regal Ancestor for sure. I have no idea how these perfume bottles work, by the way. This is a weapon class that I have never used. Like, not a single time. I have no idea what it does. I have no idea how to use it. Yeah, I've got no clue. But this is honestly... Oh, hello, controller? My controller disconnected. There we go. This is honestly, I think, not... Really? Oh, I was going the wrong way anyway. Yeah, there it is. That's the part of the camp with the perfumers. And I think it's, like, in a chest right in here or something. Dude, why are there so many of them here? Oh my god, man. Could you not? Okay. Like, why do there have to be so many enemies right here? At least it's not like dogs, I guess. Still doesn't change the fact that it sucks. Okay. Looks like I took them down silently enough to avoid aggroing everything else. I want to see if I can locate the chest. Pull this guy over. See, they didn't all aggro on me this time. I mean, the Mesmer soldier has a horn, but I don't think he used it. Seriously? Alright. Douche canoe just ran away. That doesn't seem like a terrible Ash of War, honestly. Really? Like, it's really long range. Oh, okay, this should be it right here. Yep, there we go. Fire Spark Perfume Bottle. Used to be one of the best weapons in the game. Because there was, like, I don't know if it was an exploit or what. But... Okay, no, it doesn't cost FP to use. Okay. Okay. But that probably means that I can also upgrade it. And I seem to... Isn't Moose, like, weak to fire damage? I think the Moose is weak to fire damage. Scales off of Dex, that's good. I have good Dex. And I need regular smithing stones. Should be able to get this all the way to plus 24. Get 12 of those, and 12 of you, and 12 of yous, and 12 of you, and 10 of you, because I already have 2, and 9 of you, and I need to eat some runes. 20% fire is a fire weakness, yeah. Okay, runes have been consumed. I need 11 of that. I'm gonna save Renala's soul because I might use her twin greatswords for light greatswords. That's 5 that I have, so I need 7. There we go. Now here's actually something that's been particularly different about this run, compared to when I did this in Dark Souls 3, is the economy is a lot more... Like, there's just a lot more souls to go around in Elden Ring. Could actually upgrade it to plus 25 if I wanted to, but I don't. Oops. Yeah, there's a lot more souls to go by in Elden Ring, so I'm quite a bit higher level than I was, even with upgrades. Because I seem to remember in DS3 that, as soon as I hit the level requirement to, like, use every weapon, I basically exclusively upgraded. Like, I exclusively used my souls for, upgrade materials and upgrading. So... It depends on... It will depend on how much damage it's actually going to end up doing. Really? But I think I'm going to use bows on him. Because... I don't think I'm going to be able to fight him in his area. And... I would expect that it's actually going to be a pretty, like... I feel like he has a lot of status resist, but... Oh my! That's not bad damage. That's actually kind of insane damage. Holy... Yeah, this is a much better weapon than I was giving it credit for. Of course, you full heal. Ow. Okay, so jump attacks don't really work with this weapon. That's fine. Where are you going? Over there? Okay. Yeah, I might actually have to do a run that actually uses these weapons, because my god, this is okay, bro. He's gonna heal again here. Unless if he just doesn't. Well, shit, man. Like, okay. I mean, like, it's only Regal Moose, but, like, still, that was a lot faster than I expected. That makes, what, the third weapon of today? On a goddamn roll for the moment. And I get Great Bow. Okay. Okay. This is going to be interesting. Who can I use the Great Bow on? Placidusax, maybe? Fortisax, probably. Niall, I want to wait on. Can't fight Godfrey. Can't fight Loretta. Malekith, absolutely no. Can't fight Melania. Regal is dead. I just don't think it's going to have enough ammunition to kill Rykard. Gaius, absolutely no. Shadow Tree Avatar, I guess, could be an option. I just think it's going to be too slow for it. Ramana, same thing. Metter, same. Midra. Sounds like a horrible idea. And I can't fight PCR until I kill Ramana. Yeah, so I think this might be the time to go and try to take on Fortisax. Higher base damage, better strength scaling, worse dex scaling. I have equal strength and dex, so I probably want the normal one. Because I don't have Radahn's Remembrance anymore, do I? I think I ate that. Yeah, okay. So we're just going to use the basic Great Bow then. Problem, I think, will be ammunition, as per usual. And again, we'll need to upgrade this. Maybe not quite so far as I did the last one, because I just don't have as much to go for anymore. I don't have as many... What? Where am I? Oh, down here. Yeah, I only have 3 remembrances that I'm willing to eat right now. So maybe plus 15 is where we're going to stop. Regal Ancestor is a worthless remembrance, even in a regular run. It's 2 patches, no, wait. Oh, those are ballista bolts. 3. We've got... Do we have great arrows here? We do have great arrows here. So I've got these great arrows. I don't actually know if this is going to be possible, because I've got these great arrows. And then I've got Radahn's spears, which I don't think they're infinitely purchasable. I'll find out, but I don't think they're actually infinitely purchasable.
You've done it. What use? I am a finger. Do as you please. You'd fall.
Oh no, they are infinitely purchasable. Okay, cool.
Now.
Yeah, so I have 60 arrows then, basically. Which I don't know if it's going to be enough to bring down Fortisax. And I will have to eat my final remembrance. Goodbye, Mesmer. Nom nom nom.
I'll spit now.
Hugh is for real the MVP of this run, though. Like, my god, the dude is... He is actually the saving grace of this run. Oh... This is... okay. I've just remembered something that might make this whole great bow thing on Fortisax be a little more problematic. Thing is, though, I just don't think that 60 shots is going to be enough for Placidusax. That is a cliff. I pressed the button once and the game pushed it twice. Yeah, Fia's Champions is going to be interesting, because it's an NPC fight, which means that they're going to rush me, and they're also probably going to just dodge every shot that I take at them. Which might actually make this impossible. Okay, actually, what is the point of all of this? Like, it all just terminates in dead-end cliff that you can't go through. Hello, hello. Not bad, not bad. How about yourself? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how Fia's Champs is going to go. It'll be interesting. I really should have gone here in advance and set up the Fortisax fight by taking Fia's Champs down earlier, while I still had a different weapon class to use. This run sucks, by the way. All of the turret gargoyles. Hello, hello, another new person in chat. Goddamn. Where is it just this way? Yes, okay. I'm on PC. Okay, let's see. Oh, I think I'm still on the holy physic tier. No, I'm on strength, not. Okay. Can I get any Ashes of War on this? No. Okay. Yeah, I might need to do a little bit of cheating. We will see, because I just think that the NPCs are going to prevent me from being able to Great Bow them. I might have to switch to another weapon class very briefly. Here he is. Okay. Color me surprised it didn't dodge it. I would have figured an NPC would have been roll spamming for Great Bow. I don't have any poise, which is going to make this interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something like that. That's kinda scuffed, I think. Oh, you have a lot more HP. I'm totally getting hit by that. I suppose not. Okay. I have no poise right now. Oh my god. Actually getting bodied by this NPC here. So fast. Comparatively, anyway. I mean, if I was using a regular bow, this wouldn't be an issue. It's the fact that it's a great bow. They're just so slow. And the problem is, there's another wave. Like, it seems pretty RNG, actually. For if I'm gonna be able to get something to work or not. Okay, one of them just damaged himself. Somebody's cosplaying as Guardian from Night Rain. Okay. Yeah, I think for the pre-boss, I'm gonna have to actually switch over to not a great bow, unfortunately. Oh, somebody followed. Thank you for the follow. My alerts are still not working. I did try to get them to work, but they're still not working for some reason. But I do appreciate the follow. Thank you very much. Okay. We're gonna switch back to that for a moment. And kill these guys real quick. Scream run invalid, I guess, but I just don't think it's going to be possible to get off of the Great Bow, pretty much ever, without having these guys cleared. And also, it allows me to use this more, which was a weapon that I did not expect to be enjoying. That's why I like doing this run. It's because it does stuff like that where I get new stuff, basically, to play around with. It attacks surprisingly quickly for the amount of damage that it does. Dude's got... Is that the dragon? No, that's Nagakiba with Chilling Mist and the Lion Greatbow. Interesting build. Other guy is just a Bloodhound Fang, dude. So this NPC fight is not quite like Half-Light where... Okay. Thank you very much. It's not quite like Half-Light where you can actually fight other players. But what it does do is it'll take the build of anyone who's hugged Thea and spawn them as your enemies for this. It's a fun little thing that you know. Oops. Not really the buttons I meant to hit. Yeah, I'm still honestly not convinced that the Great Bow is going to have enough damage to take down Fortisax. I know Fortisax has a relatively small HP pool, so I'm not, like, entirely positive that it's not going to work. It's just... Really? Golden Slam, and what an actual... Oh my god. Just keep on crushing the Meth Rocks, I guess. Holy. What a build. Pack actually ducked under the glintstone pebble there. Cool. Alright. Sir Spam-A-Lot is down. I should have started on one of the other ones. Okay. That is an interesting build. Cross Naginata with... I mean, I guess it's just Arcane and Faith. Never mind. That makes sense. Oh my god.
Dude, I got hit once there, and I was actually just poise locked forever.
Okay, maybe I put on armor for this. I can throw on Armor of Solitude, I think, probably the entire set. No, that's heavy load. Okay. Just keep the helmet off. Because I'd rather not be poised locked like that again. But how am I losing to these NPCs, man? NPC boss fight and I'm losing to it. Actually crazy. Okay. I have no idea what that was. Jesus Christ, bro. Average strength build. Goddamn. The biggest problem that I see with these perfumes is that they're rather short range. Okay, I don't even have to roll that. Oh my. Oh, he's using the blue balls. These skulls actually chase forever, Jesus Christ. There we go. First try. Look, I'm not gonna be a liar, man. I might, you know, push the envelope slightly on my own rule set, but I'm not gonna lie about it. I have to do that one. Dude, I hate this animation so much. Why is it so long?
Have you ever when the first Godwin's but there is and I must before the time when Godwin but another and before the my hand will you still
I forgot part of the quest. I forgot part of the quest.
It's fine, I should be able to just run past things.
But I have to go and get the second curse mark off of Ronnie's body. Dude, I actually did none of the setup for for this one. God. What a disaster. What an absolute disaster. I'm pretty sure that I should have the inverted carrion statue. Because I have completed Ronnie's quest. How's everyone doing today? Mental state's all good. Health all right. We all chilling on this Wednesday afternoon. Why is there, like... What is that? What is that? Get this out of here. Oh, I see. Okay, the other people left them. That's fine. One of them did follow, though. Which, honestly, I'll even take an idle follower, because, you know, whenever I hit 25, that's almost the rest of the way towards, being able to potentially, be an affiliate on Twitch. Which is, like, basically the first monetization step. Not really an absolute, like, not really what I would call a particular... Oh my god. But my ass cannot speak. Not exactly what I would necessarily call an objective of mine, but, you know. Nope, it's 25. 25 follows at an average of 3 viewers per stream for at least 3 days. Or in a week or something like that. I think it's at least over 3 days because of the... Or maybe it's that you have to stream at least 3 days in a week. I don't know. I don't remember the exact limitations, but I am only 3 off of the follower limitation. And you open that door, and somehow everything's back to being oriented in a logically consistent way. I think there's a Godskin Noble on this bridge. Yeah. If you kill this guy, he drops his... Oh my god. Screw you. If you kill him, he drops the Godskin Noble clothes, which are some of the ugliest clothing in the game, in my personal opinion. Honestly, though, it's just crazy to me to have 2 randoms join at the same time and have neither of them being trying to scam or to sell something. A dweeb down there. Like, I'll take that as a win, if nothing else. One of them had stuff in their description. Okay, so, well... Okay. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit, then. Twitch architecture is just such an absolute disaster, honestly. Like, the other 2 seem like non-solicitors. Were there 3? I only saw 2. Okay. I guess it was only 2 chatters. Yeah. So, like, I'm also cool with lurkers, you know, lurkers are more than welcome here. Okay, please, for the love of God, do not give me a Baldekin's Blessing. You have no idea how much I hate that item. Oh my god, screw you, actually.
How did you... Oh my... With this and claim as you are mine, and though I... Can I hold...
I hate this character so much. I hate this character so much. She gives you an item that reduces your maximum HP. Not by a whole lot, mind you, but it does reduce your maximum HP, which I absolutely hate. And whenever you want to talk to her, you have to go through this annoying, long-ass animation. Okay, well now I need to... I don't mind the Radiant Baldekin's Blessing, because the Radiant one does not, it doesn't reduce your HP. So I don't mind that one. But the regular one... What? Why are we... Why are you not doing your thing? I swear to God, if you give me another one of those, I'm actually just gonna... Alright.
This is good, but I choose, and I will.
All right.
What great. This is good, but I
Literally
choose,
one dialogue. One line of dialogue. Ooh, I am so tempted to actually just shoot an arrow straight into her dome right now. If it didn't mess up the quest line, if it would not mess up the quest line, then you would be so dead right now. Okay, well, now she's having mind sex with the dead guy. And here's Vorticex. Yeah, I think I have enough damage for this. If I don't Death Blight, holy. Vorticex is definitely a very cool boss, if not altogether an especially difficult one. But I will also say, look at the sky in here. Actually so cool. Like this is an amazing set piece. You know, I actually don't know if I've bought Vorticex since I got my current computer. But, like... yeah, I think I made the correct decision to use the Great Bow on him. He seems to basically do nothing when you're at range. Can he even... oh, he can get to me. Okay. Goodbye. Yeah, that was...
Yeah. That's Vorticex.
No second HP bar. That's just Vorticex. I used 15 arrows on him. Alright, here's your goddamn wheel. Curved greatsword, I think. Yes. Okay, curved greatsword. What do I got for that? I think I have a couple of curved greatswords already, so let us take a look. I do. Bloodhound Fang. It's probably just going to be the answer here, honestly. It's also a somber weapon, so it's going to be a bit cheaper to upgrade. And what do we want with Bloodhound Fang? I feel like Bloodhound Fang is a waste to use on the base game. I think this is a weapon for DLC. It's 200 for one of those, 2,000 for one of those. Actually, Sombers are so much more expensive, but you do have to buy considerably less of them. So it is actually still less money overall that you have to spend. Yeah, the question is just who, because I could go...
I'll spit now.
Honestly, I think any of them are really options. They're all good. I accidentally used a 9. Those are unreplaceable. Okay. So since I used that, I could go Gaius. I could go Sunflower. I don't want to do either of those with Bloodhound Fang, because I think it's kind of a waste. Could go Metter. I could do Metter. Is there a reason to not do Metter? The reason to not do Metter would be that I could do Midra or Ramana. Also, actually, maybe I do go Gaius. Because Gaius would allow me to go over to the Shadow Tree altar and get a lot more, fragments. So I don't think I'm at a particularly high Shadow Tree level. I think I'm at like 10 or so. So there's still a lot of ways to go. And there's 5 fragments just behind Gaius's arena. Now, I probably could take on the other bosses at the level that I'm at right now. Yeah, I'm at 10 right now. It might even be better to do so. But Gaius is also, like, Gaius really sucks. You have no idea how much Gaius sucks. He is like one of the worst designed bosses in a FromSoft game ever, I think. Like, I would say probably the only bosses that FromSoft has released that I dislike more than I dislike Gaius would be like Augur from Night Rain, Maris Fathom of Night. Yeah, it'd be like Augur, Moonlight Butterfly, there's probably something in Dark Souls 2 that I would also put on that list, because Dark Souls 2 is just a bad game fundamentally. but it's been a very long time since I've played DS2 that I can't really say for certain. I don't know if I would say that I dislike Gaius. Like, I think Gaius and Sentient Pest are probably about the same level of just sincere distaste that I hold towards them. But mechanically, I think Sentient Pest plays better than Gaius. Because the problem with Gaius is that, Gaius has extraordinarily broken hitboxes, and, he will one-shot you with those broken hitboxes. My issue with Sentient Pest is mostly with its poison stuff in Phase 2. I really dislike Phase 2 Sentient Pest. It's also not credible. Like, Fortis, which is the like, scorpion part of Sentient Pest, blocks its crit point, and I don't think Noster has one at all. It's been a very long time since I've used Bloodhound's Fang. I used it as my weapon of choice in my very first run of Elden Ring, and I pretty much haven't used it since then. It's a very, very strong weapon, but I've used it so much. Alright. I pressed jump, and my jump button just didn't go. You say that, but honestly, I don't think that there's a chance now that gravity is catching up to Mesmer in number of times that it's killed me.
Dude, this freaking guy, like, what is the point of doing this kind of thing from Soft?
What is the point of it? Holy shit. Holy shit. I just don't get it. Maybe if I go over here, it won't aggro on me. He's looking at me, but I don't think he's aggroed. No, he's aggroed now. My deaths from gravity are 0.4% of Mesmer, yeah. At this point, I think that the only thing in the entirety of the rest of the game that's likely to kill me as many times as I died to Mesmer is going to be PCR. Like, Prime Consort is probably going to do numbers on me. It's a fight I'm not that familiar with. Like, I did beat pre-patch Primed Consort, but I just don't know how likely it is that I'm going to beat Promised Consort in less number of attempts as Mesmer took me. Like, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if Mesmer and PCR together end up being like a pretty large supermajority of the deaths that I have in this run. Isn't Mesmer, like, alone already a supermajority or something? It wouldn't surprise me if he was. Then again, maybe that's being a little bit exaggerating. He isn't? Okay. He's only 44%. That's probably because of Golden Hippo. That was a disaster. I'm gonna be completely honest. I do not remember how to get from... Unless if it's this elevator. I don't remember how to get from Church District to Gaius. Specimen Storehouse. Is this where I need to be? Oh, there's a Somber 9. I think this is where I'm supposed to be. I know that this will get me to Flower. I do not remember how to get to Gaius. You can see just below us is the core of Specimen Storehouse. Yeah, I don't exactly recall where this takes me to. Goodbye. Yeah, I don't remember if this takes me to both Flower and Gaius, or if it just takes me to Flower. Unless it... Yeah, I don't remember the layout of Storehouse. Like, the only reason that I have even, like, a slight idea of where to go, is because Gaius blocks off, well, he doesn't block it off, actually. He is directly adjacent to, my favorite area in all of Elden Ring. Shaman Village is peak. This takes us all the way down. I say all the way down, it's like halfway, and then there's another elevator here. And this is a fake door. I guess this just takes us to Gaius, and then Sunflower is on the other side. I think Sunflower is off of Church District, though, and not actually Storehouse. Okay, first off, do I have the gesture? I do not. Okay. I can't open this up yet. I don't know how many fragments I have, so I'm going to go ahead and check that. Not enough. What is happening to my character there? That was weird. And there he is. How Grida! I can't do that. I can't make my voice go high enough pitch for that. Yeah, so that attack is basically always a guaranteed hit. Holy shit. Yeah, Gaius is certainly a character that exists in the game. That initial charge that he will always do is nearly impossible to dodge. And, if it hits you and you don't have the one-shot protection on, you don't have Opaline tier, it will actually just kill you instantly. Oh my god. Fuck off, dude. Like, and this is another problem with this fight. Yeah, like, I didn't even have the time to stand up before that hit me. That's another problem with this fight. You literally never have the opportunity to safely heal. If you manage to get a heal off without getting hit, it's because of luck. Like, this fight is 100% luck-based. I don't even know what part of that hit me, honestly. Oh my god, fucking stop spamming that. Once again, not allowed to stand up before he does the charge, and the charge is a one-shot. Wonderful game design. Wonderful game design. Like, I don't know why this fight hasn't been nerfed into the ground. Like, they nerfed base game Radon, which was, like, don't get me wrong, pre-nerf base game Radon was certainly a fight. Right. But it was a side content at the time, because the DLC didn't exist yet. And okay, yep. Yeah, it was side content at the time because the fight or the DLC didn't exist. So it's not like FromSoft has a habit of, like, never nerfing side content. But yeah, like, his damage is absurd. His hitboxes are broken as fuck. There is not a single reason that this fight exists. Look at that! That was with the one-shot protection here on. And that still almost fucking one-shot me. Like, and I think that tier reduces the damage that you take by, like, 80, 85, 90%. Something like that. It's not a little bit of damage reduction. It's an absolutely massive amount of damage reduction. And that shit still almost one-shot me. Genuinely inexcusable that this fight exists in a state anything like it exists in. The charge also has 2 hitboxes for some reason. So if you get hit by it, you're getting hit by it twice. I don't know why that's how it works. It just is. It just is. Oh, yep, cool. Sure, not like I fucking pressed the button or anything, and you can see how hard it fucking proxied there. I don't know why I rolled that early. Yeah, I have no idea why people are okay with this boss existing. Like, there were a lot of complaints about him when the DLC came out, and then FromSoft did nothing, and then people, like, just stopped talking about it. I think it's because the speedrunners found, like, actually a pretty routinely executable no-hit of Gaius. And so people stopped complaining about it, even though they fixed nothing about the fight. Like, the hitboxes are still as shit, the damage is still as absurd. There isn't a single reason why this boss exists. The only good thing that the existence of this boss brings is his weapon is pretty good. His weapon is pretty fun, but I can't even use it in this run because it's a great spear, I think. Like, his armor is fucking ugly. He's like, such a fucking terrible design of a boss. Because of how shittily designed he is, he's also, like, one of the most boring bosses in the game. I got hit by one of the hitboxes and it almost one-shot me. And then I don't even have the time to fucking heal before he goes through all of his recovery frames and attacks me again. God, this is one of those bosses. This is a boss of all time. Holy shit. Pisses me off so much. No reason for this thing to exist. People struggle to dodge his charge because his charge is bullshit. Like, his charge, objectively, has one of the worst hitboxes in all of Elden Ring. And even when you successfully dodge the charge, he moves in a way, where it's really difficult to tell what you did right. Massively proxied roll. Kinda cancer. It's extremely cancer. Like, I don't know why people forgot about all the problems that existed with this boss fight. When the DLC first came out, I heard so many complaints about how terrible of a boss it is. And I've heard nothing about it since. Varian hitless first try, true. Let's give him 16 more hours on the gargoyles. Like, I don't know. The heal, I feel like they didn't consider, like, at all the animation speeds of the player character when making any of the DLC bosses. Like, sure, it makes them harder when you don't have the time to heal or attack or roll or do anything and all of your agency as a player is taken away entirely. But that's not a good thing. Like, that's not fun difficulty, that's bullshit difficulty. And FromSoft knew the difference in, for the most part, in base game. You still have things like Valiant Gargoyles, which is actually an incredibly easy fight. It's just the... Yep, see, that's another instance of my hitbox becomes active before I have agency over my character. So that's another instance of you got hit, well, you just, like, unlucky, you know. You're just gonna get chain hit forever until you die. And I have 82 poise, right? Which, you know, obviously it's not the most poise ever, but... Alright. Insane roll proxies. I don't even understand why the fuck that's a mechanic. If my action gets interrupted by something else happening, then why do you think that I would want to do that action after the point that I initially input it? Like, you know, that's something that I'm probably never gonna stop complaining about. Is action proxy. I just why does it exist? If you get interrupted, then the action should just never happen. It shouldn't be proxied to happen 10 decades after you set the input. Like, what did I even get hit by there? He fucking dangled the boar's nutsack too close to the, like, fucking tip of my sword or something, and so I take damage. I don't know why I attacked there. I also don't know why I got away with it. That was kind of crazy. Sit your bitch ass down. Yeah, I don't know what part of anything hit me there that did 80% of my HP. Like, if you back that up, what you will see is that I rolled the attack, and I took damage despite the fact that his lance was, like, several feet away from me, and that's the only thing that could have even conceivably hit. Okay. Very interesting animation there. I don't know, half the animations in Elden Ring feel like gotchas to me. Like, the attacks that are like, an enemy will posture for 5 billion years, and then after waiting, they'll do the swing in like less than half a second, and you won't even see, well, less than half a second is actually a pretty long time still, but you get my point. They'll hold the attack forever, and then the attack just comes out without any actual animation indicating that it will. I don't know, I've kind of always believed this, but I think whenever an enemy goes through an end, like the end of its attack chain, it should always have enough dead frames that you have the time to do, like, at least one of any action that the player can do. You know, maybe maybe not any, because there's some spells that are like, yeah, they're cast time, you know. And that's reasonable, but of the basic ones, like, you should be able to attack, you should be able to drink a flask, you know, any of that kind of thing. Use maybe a consumable or something. There should always be enough frames of downtime that the boss has, so that you can always do at least one of those. And bosses like Gaius just do not ever have that kind of thing. So half the time, and by half the time I mean all the time, if you try to heal, it's a gamble whether or not you're just going to get hit again right away. Because chances are, after whatever attack chain he does, he'll just go into something else. Okay. Yep, sure. So remember how earlier I said that I probably dislike Maris more than Gaius? Yeah, I think that was just explicitly incorrect. See, I think Gaius versus Mesmer is actually a really good example of good difficulty versus bad difficulty. Mesmer is a very hard boss, but he's also a very fair boss. He's not... his difficulty comes from not a place of bullshit. Gaius is a boss that is, like, not actually a hard boss, that is of huge roadblock regardless, because of how shit his design is. What the fuck even was that animation? Okay, yep, sure. I don't know who on FromSoft's team made this boss, but if I met that person in real life, I think I would have some pretty foul things to say to them. I don't know why I rolled there. That was so fucking early. And I did roll there, actually, I think at the correct time, and just nothing happened for reasons, I suppose. No, I would actually very much rather go through the same shit that I did with, like, with Night Rain yesterday, where I got 10 runs of balancers in a row. And I play solos in Night Rain, mind you. So, a boss like Balancers is, like, genuinely the most boring, non-interactive thing ever. Because either none of the bosses are doing anything at all, or they're all doing stuff at the same time. And it just leads to just general lack of fun. Yeah, way too early. But again, it's impossible to actually tell what fucking time you're supposed to roll the charge at. Like, I know that was too early, sure. But that doesn't change the fact that the charge itself is just such a fundamentally broken attack. Like, I pressed the dodge button there, by the way. And it didn't even proxy at that time, it just pretended that it didn't exist. I also quite dislike the fact that literally every single one of Gaius's attacks is a Spurg 360-degree area. Like, almost every attack should be avoidable by zoning it. You know, sometimes you'll have, like, these big AoEs, like, Mesmer's Explosion, or which you still can't run away from, or Midra's Explosion, which you can also still run away from. But Gaius's attacks are actually just global because he moves so fast that no matter what, he will always be on top of you. And all of his attacks are also a 360-degree range. Like, this pig can turn on a fucking dime, and Torrent has to do this dumbass turnaround animation anytime you want to face the opposite direction. There is not a single aspect of this fight that I do not hate at a fundamental level. Everything about it is wrong by every single degree. Every single metric, this fight is bad. If you're looking for fun gameplay, nope. If you're looking for good lore, also no. Gaius is a character that they could have given lore to. You know, him being literally the commander of Messmer's crusade. And there's jack shit to him. Like, these are some fucking King of the Storm bullshit hitboxes. Like... And King of the Storm gets away with it because not everything is a 360-degree area. It's like all of his attacks might be going from the very top of the skybox to the very, very bottom of it. But also his attacks are not all 360-degree AoEs that you can never be away from. Like, what fucking part of the lance touched me there? Was it nothing, 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 or nothing? The answer is nothing. Believe it or not, it did not touch me. There was not a single world in which any part of that lance touched any part of my character model. Yeah, no, that's a good way to put it. Gaius feels incredibly unpolished. He feels like nobody gave a fuck while making him. Oh, surely nobody will notice if the hitboxes are fucking bigger than the sun. Surely nobody will care if every single hitbox is fatter than your goddamn mother. I was fishing for a poise break there. That was on me. I shouldn't have done that last attack that I did. But yeah, like, every single one of Gaius's hitboxes are effectively global. Because he will always be on top of you. And he also has 360-degree coverage with basically every single attack that he does. That hitbox, like, always I don't know if it, like, turns on earlier than everything else does. That's kind of what it feels like. Sit the fuck down, asshole. He's got a lot of bleed resistance. Like, I realize Bloodhound Fang is not the most bleed output of any weapon in the game, but I dodged way too early there. I'm gonna take that hit, that's fine. That one's kind of absurd. Another case of the designers of the boss not caring about player animation speed. Like, some people complain about Souls games kind of being turn-based. I don't care if the boss is turn-based. I care about if I never get a turn. I don't think it's necessarily bad if the boss is turn-based. Like, my favorite Souls boss of all time is Midir. And Midir is extremely turn-based. Like, he is so thoroughly turn-based of a boss. But the player gets a turn. The player always gets to have a turn. You know, you just gotta be patient for it. Bosses like Gaius, there is no turn. You don't get a turn as fighting Gaius. It just doesn't happen. Huh? All right. Like, I'm that initial charge, they're actually just making up hitboxes. Actually getting hit by imaginary hitboxes. Fucking insane, bro. Yep, and there's random stick in the ground syndrome. Where a random fucking stick in the ground will prevent the player from moving. Holy shit, Gaius having a reasonable hitbox? What fucking world is this? I got hit by the lance, by the way. Which was, you know, on the opposite side of the pig from me. I also don't really get why Gaius has gravity magic, given that his affiliation is with Mesmer and not with Radahn. Yeah, that was a really bad roll. Oh, okay. I don't know if it's just that I'm locking in on the runs that I get to Phase 2, but his Phase 2 honestly feels a lot easier than Phase 1. Like, he feels a little slower in Phase 2. But again, I don't know if that's the result of me just locking in on him. Or if it's real. Once again, getting hit by imaginary hitboxes on the charge. What's new there? Yep. Actually impossible to avoid that. Oh, okay. I got hit by that attack twice, by the way. I got hit by that one attack at least twice. I don't know if you saw what happened to my health bar there, but I lost a chunk and then I lost another chunk. Which indicates to me that, the boar's legs each have individual hit data for some fucking reason. Dude, that's another thing that pisses me off about this boss, is, most of his attacks have multiple hitboxes, which, you know, okay, sure, that's the case for a lot of bosses, just a lot of things in this game in general. But those multiple hitboxes do not have shared hit data. So you can get double hit by almost everything that he does. almost everything that he does is a double hit. Now, I will say another thing. I don't think that Torrent would add that much to this fight, but... Oh, you can get on Torrent. Okay, never mind then. I didn't think you could get on Torrent here. Holy shit. There's that multiple hitbox thing coming in clutch to fucking ruin my run. Again, I was on that thrust that he did. I was 100% underneath the lance. The lance did not touch me at any point. I took damage anyway. I honestly, like, overall, I really, really like Shadow of the Erdtree. I can't help having some mixed feelings on it because of certain things like Gaius, like Metter, like the NPC fight right before the end of, like, right before PCR. Bale, I really hate. And I get that Bale one is controversial. A lot of people really like Bale. I just think that Bale has some fundamental flaws that ruin him for me. I also just can't help but compare every single dragon boss to Midir. And surprise, surprise, Midir is always better every single time. Interesting. Interesting. You see how far away the tusks were from me? Interesting. It's almost like the hitboxes are fucking broken. And I think the most condemning thing about Gaius, right, is that I am not aware of a single person who likes this fight. I have never seen anyone saying, like, on the internet or anything, oh, Gaius gets, you know, undue hate or anything like that. Never heard anyone trying to defend Gaius. Everyone knows that Gaius is a piece of shit. It's a terrible boss. Like, it's just a universally established fact. You know, whereas, like, other people, you know, other things will have defenders. Dark Souls 2 has its defender. I think it's a dog shit game. Some people think it's a really good one. You know, and, like, on the contrary, on the opposite side of that, I really like Dark Souls 1. I think Dark Souls 1 is just about as close as it gets to there being a perfect video game. A lot of people dislike it for being old and clunky. You know, and that's a fair assessment. It doesn't play like, you know, the modern Souls games compared to Elden Ring or like even Dark Souls 3. Like, sure, yeah, it's a bit clunky. Its systems are honestly perfected for how it works. So I don't really think that clunkiness is an issue. Because again, the system is made for that. But you know, there's always, in every case, there's people who will oppose it and people who will defend it. In every single case. You know, I've even heard some people defending Metter. You know. And Metter is generally regarded as one of the worst, if not the worst, major bosses in the DLC. I have never heard anyone trying to defend Gaius. The only people that I've even seen, like, acknowledging the fact that Gaius exists are people who are vehemently condemning the boss fight for being a piece of shit. Did I say vehemently defending it for being a piece of... I meant vehemently attacking it for being a piece of shit, but whatever. You get my point. Point is, Gaius defenders do not exist. They just don't. You know. Nobody likes this boss. And that's my point, is like, if you're making a boss that nobody enjoys, if the only reason that they tolerate it is because some speedrunner found a way to no-hit it that is apparently relatively replicable, then you've got a problem. And the no-hit strategy, I don't know entirely how it works. I'm not a sort of person who typically likes to do that kind of thing. But basically the no-hit involves putting him up against the corner in the back there that I was just looking at before he turned around to the other side. And he just doesn't have the room to maneuver. And as a result, he can't hit anything. But if that's the only reason that people even tolerate the bare existence of the boss, then you've fucked up so supremely that you would do better to actually just delete it from the game. It's like Augur or Moonlight Butterfly levels of shit design, where there's not even a single defensible reason as to why it should exist. And, like, I'm kind of okay with letting Moonlight Butterfly slide. Because Moonlight Butterfly was the second time that FromSoft had even tried using the Souls game formula, and yeah, so it was the first time, like the second time that they had even tried using the Souls formula. It's like, obviously they weren't nearly as practiced about it as they are now. And it's also just a really easy boss. Like, it's
Unbelievably boring, it's extremely non-interactive, but the boss isn't particularly tanky. It doesn't really do a whole lot, it just moves in 2 places, and then it lands once and you can kill it. So it doesn't waste time. That's one of the biggest problems that I have with Augur as a boss. Why I just hate Augur so much. Is it's so non-interactive. But it's also one of the Nightwing bosses. So it's not like it's a minor thing that you can just skip. Yeah, so that's, like, I dodged the one thing and didn't have time to roll again before he hit me the second time. What a joyous boss. What a wonderful boss. What a well-designed creation. No excuse for this thing to exist. It's just so bad at every single possible level, starting from the concept. Like, they did literally everything wrong. If there was a thing to do wrong in the existence of Gaius, they did it wrong. There's the shared hit data. Got hit twice by one attack. See, two, okay, sure. Sure, just kill me in... He retroactively hit me there. Yeah, I mean, the logic of that statement is thoroughly flawed. He gatekeeps, like, a quarter of the Shadow Tree fragments in the game. But he's technically not a mandatory kill, but he's effectively a mandatory kill. Doesn't matter so much if you already have the stuff on New Game Plus runs, but if you're ever doing a fresh run of this, this is literally a mandatory boss for the DLC. Another retroactive hit there. Another attack that missed me, doing damage to me. Okay. Yeah, I rolled there, and it just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. No idea. I am not especially worried about what comes next at the moment. Not during the boss fight. Yeah, I got hit by the lance that missed me there. It literally was nowhere near to hitting me. There wasn't a single world in which a single part of that lance touched me, and I took the damage anyway. I shouldn't have gone for that attack. Gotta be close to a poise break here. Yeah. Way too early. Holy shit. Rough. Yeah. Whatever, I was playing like garbage that round anyway. Oh, here's also another reason that I hate, like, that I really dislike this fight. This isn't a remembrance boss. And despite that fact, they literally give him the basic-ass, you found a random knight enemy in the field boss theme. Like, they couldn't even give him a unique boss theme. You know, the head commander of Messmer's Crusade deserved a lot better than this shit. That was actually really good, though. Holy shit. I'm getting hit by that. Not even a point in trying to avoid. You see how many times I fucking got heel looped there? Right, I have 13 maximum flasks right now, and I am down to 9, not because I got hit that many times, but because I got heel looped. That was really dumb. I rolled backwards. Sit down. Oh my god, I thought I had him. That's tragic. That's really tragic. Oh, I thought I had him with that swing. He must have been, like, actually on single-digit HP, though. Like, there was no red left in his bar. That's right, loser. Sit your ass down. Bleed and another poison break. Actually shredding him this run. You know, I'm actually kind of starting to think that I wasn't giving this boss the credit that it deserves. Don't get me wrong, I still don't think it's a good boss. But it's definitely feeling now a lot more like unpolished over unsalvageable. That was scuffed, though. Ugh. Like, I'm not absolving this fight of all the problems that it has, but yeah, I think I was being too harsh. Okay, what do we got? Next weapon of the day gone. Great hammer, is it? Yes. Okay. What do I got for great hammers? Those are regular hammers. Here's great hammers. I've got Great Star. Ooh, Devourer's Scepter. That's probably what it needs to be. It's Great Star. I could do Great Stars with Chilling Mist on it. That's a pretty classic option. I do like Devourer's Scepter, and it's also a somber weapon, which means that it's going to be a cheaper upgrade by a slight amount. And I think that this might be the weapon from Malekith, which would be back to base game. Malekith is possibly my least favorite base game boss. I also don't really know the fight that well. But yeah, that right there is why Gaius is always a necessary fight. who was it? Oh, right. For that guy. I'm hoping I roll tools soon. Because tools means summons, and consumables. 50k. That should probably give me enough to full upgrade. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's not enough because the 8s are 20 goddamn K. I honestly don't even remember what Fortisex Remembrance gives you. I think it's his lightning spell, like the glaive thing.
I see. Oh, is that so, Master? You have my thank. I'll try and talk. I know he was to craft a weapon fearsome, and if that's the case.
I was saying something and I lost my train of thought.
Oh, Smith. She says that if I stay, what use of my Smith where I have lived? Is there any?
I used my 9 again. I'm actually, before I necessarily commit to Malekith, who do I have? I have Shadow Tree Avatar. That can be done with pretty much anything. Ramana, same thing. Metter, same. Midra, same. And then PCR. In the base game, we've got Niall, who I want to use tools on. Placidus Axe, who I think is good for anything. Godfrey, anything. Loretta, inaccessible yet. Malekith, anything. Melania, inaccessible. And Rykard is the bows. Is what I intend to use on him? Okay. Why is my mouse on screen? But yeah, I think nothing has changed. Dragon Temple Altar is where we need to go. Yeah, no, Malekith, like I said, I'm actually pretty bad at Malekith. Not certain how it's gonna go. I do have a great hammer, which is, you know, pretty solid. Okay. I have a 5-hour shift tomorrow. Sorry, just checking my my schedule for tomorrow to make sure that I had everything correct. Which I did. That's the wrong way. And now I think I might have a Vanished Knight after me. This is also the wrong way. Is it this one? It's this one. There we go. Yeah, this is a pretty goofy weapon. It's got really good poise damage. It's got an Ash of War that heals you. Now, it does do split damage, which kind of sucks. Because that means that the resistances are split, but, like, there's a certain point that it doesn't really matter all that much. And this weapon has enough going for it in other ways that I don't really think it matters that much.
See, there's the Crucible Knight out here, which is usually a mandatory fight. But it's fine, because I've been playing Night Rain. And these guys are all over the place in that game. Same thing with Banished Knight. Okay, my jump just didn't happen for some reason. Really? Oh my. Could you, like, not? Get out of here. What a loser that guy was. Oh, okay. Once again, another instance of jumping and my jump just doesn't happen. Yippee! I don't care if gravity works, my jump button didn't work, that's what I care about. Gravity is an afterthought in these games. I almost jumped off the edge there. You know, particularly in Elden Ring, where a bunch of spells, like, have you doing weird leaps up into the air and all that jazz. Yay, my jump button worked. Single smithing stone 8. I mean, they are worth a bit, but, you know. Smithing 8s, well, smithing stones don't matter that much when you have to use multiple of them at a time. Okay, no. Whatever. I'll just have to run through birds. I think I need to be, like, light load bare hand for that to work. You know what? Screw you guys. I said screw you guys. Yeah, I don't have enough for very many casts of it, but it's still, pretty nice Ash of War map. Thank God this guy's heavily damaged. Because I do not like fighting ancient dragons. But it is definitely worth that, ancient smithing stone. And this will be a somber ancient back here.
Honestly, the somber versus normal weapon debate, I suppose. It's not really much of a debate, more of just a situational question. It's a pretty interesting one. Because... What the... Okay. I don't know what that was. Try to backstab the air. But on one hand, the somber weapons are a lot easier to upgrade. You can get up to +8 from, like, just starting the game. Just by getting into Limgrave, you can get to +8 because you can access... You don't actually need to fight anything to get to, the 2 deck this medallion has. So one of them is one of them is given by is it Kenneth Heights that gives one? I know that the other half is in Fort Ferroth. But one of the halves is in Limgrave, and you don't really have to do a whole lot to get it. And then there's a bunch of high-level smithing stones, which are easily accessible in Caelid. And then you get, like, the +5 in Volcano Manor. I think it's 5, maybe it's 6. I don't know, the point is, somber stones are pretty easy to come by. But the upside of non-sombers is that you can infuse them. It means that you can select your Ash of War, and you can also, like, apply statuses and stuff onto them. Fireball loop. Be gone, loser. And we get the waffle set. Honestly, though, like, what were they thinking with this armor set? The malformed dragon one, like... yes, I do want to dress up as a waffle. As a literal waffle. Like, why? But why? I need like 30k, I think. I need almost exactly 20k. Do I have that? No, I don't. I'm gonna eat Gaius. I could have avoided eating that first one. But whatever. We're at 45 vig. 46 vig, actually. I'm just gonna keep leveling Vigor at this point. Vigor is... Oh, it's a Somber 7 just laying there. Definitely Massacre, like, What? No, Gaius is putrid. Oh, who approaches destined
death.
stone. Oops. Alright, there's phase 2. Dude, Malekith has so little HP, it's insane. That's right. Okay, I can't get the crit point again. I don't know how that... Oh, that one hit me though. Something weird happens there, I'm not really quite sure what. Okay, first try Malekith.
Why cover destined death? To kill what?
That was actually exceedingly easy. Yeah, we've gone through a lot of weapons today. That was such an easy fight, though. Jesus Christ. Typically, Malekith gives me, like, a really hard time. I mean, it's also been a very long time since I've just used pure strength against Malekith, and that usually tends to... Oh. Oh. Okay, I don't know what just happened, but that was unpleasant. Let's get that wheel spin. Not very much left on the list here. Twin blades. Okay. Okay. I could use Eleonora's. I would need to level Arcane for that. Probably means that I'd need to, oh, it's snowing out. I actually don't mind the snow that much, I just don't want it to be so cold anymore. Both because I don't like the cold that much, but also because it makes utilities more expensive. But anyway, digressions aside. I could get the arcane necessary to use Eleonora's Pole Blade. I could just send it on another Twin Blade. I have both the regular... no, I don't have the regular Twin Blade. I have Godskin Stitcher. I have Gargoyle Twin Blade. Why is this loading screen taking so long? Like, hello? Okay, there we go.
Here is Ashen Lanedale. I think I still have spears on the board, because I don't remember having used Bolt of Grandsax, and I remember having gotten that to do just that. Yeah, so Godskin Peeler, not the Stitcher. Sorry, the Stitcher is the sword. We have the Peeler, we have the Gargoyle Twin Blade, and we have Eleonora's. Difference in effect is Godskin Stitcher is going to be good against anything that can't bleed. Eleonora's is good against anything that can bleed. But I'm also set up more for the Stitcher. Or, again, not the Stitcher, the Peeler. So I think that's probably what we use. Let's get that out. Where is it? Probably above. Yeah, there it is. Excuse me, yawning. New items can be purchased. I think I'm going to save, the 10 that I have for, like, proper endgame. I actually... Hold on. I think this is a regular weapon. I don't think it's somber. But let me go check that.
I see.
Okay, so you're still just...
Who are you? Oh, now. Could you tell why? Why does...
Yeah, I need, regular smithing stones.
I see. To think I knew he'd... I think we could talk, but maybe it's only proper. I'll remain with he made me. I'd like to return. Please. Hugh was always so slay the god.
It's not a quest line that you do anything for, but the Hugh quest line, Hugh Gandradarica, I guess, is still one of my favorite ones in the game, because they're the people who are always in, like, they're in your camp from the beginning and they stay there till the end. I could actually get this weapon up to plus 25. I don't think I'm going to. I don't think I'm going to.
Who are you? Oh, now.
It seems excessive to get it all the way up to 25. I actually have 2 of these. Okay. So who am I taking on with this? Nile, I want to wait on it again. Placidusax, I would rather not use this weapon, because Placidusax is pretty easy, typically, for me. Loretta and Melania are not options. Rykard, I still want to use the bow for. Shadow Tree Avatar, I think would be a waste. Ramada, strong possibility. Metter, strong possibility. Midra. Yeah, so it's going to be one of the DLC bosses, I think, in which case I am okay with upgrading this to 25. But I think with reaching that point, we got through how many Praise the East this message is still here? That was... No, I'm not here for spirit tuning. Go away. I wanna read the message. Likely I've failed. Unlucky. Yeah, we've got... How many did I get through today? Like, 6? 6 different weapons? It was a lot. It was a lot. But this is where I'm going to be leaving it for the moment. We are 6. Okay, it was 6. We are closing in rapidly on endgame. Oh, here's Roger. He's dead. Oh. Okay, well, whatever. I mean, I guess while I'm down here, you can see what this weapon art does. It does that. And that does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage, especially to big enemies. Because it does Black Flame in a pretty solid, like, in a very big AoE that big enemies are cannot get out of. And on top of that, Black Flame does percent-based damage to HP. But yeah, we've got through 6 of them today. Just got a couple more to go, closing in on endgame pretty quickly. We've got... Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weapon classes left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's not right. Hold on. No, okay, we have... Yeah, no, this is correct. We have 10 weapon classes remaining and 11 bosses. Which is correct. Because the final boss, I'm going to spin the entire wheel on. Which is probably going to end up being Promised Consort Radon. I think I'll end up finishing this run with. But that's just, you know, 11 bosses remaining. Half of them are base game bosses, which, aside from Melania, I think probably aren't going to take that long. I'm really bad at Melania. I don't play her very much. Then Shadow Tree is easy. Ramana isn't that hard. Metter is a piece of shit. Midra is not that hard. So, I don't know. I think we're going to be closing out on this run soon. But anyway, thanks for stopping by. That is where I'm going to call it for the evening. And y'all have a good one. Adios.